Hi everyone, my name is Steven Jackson with Integrated Wealth Management. This is the first video of several videos that we're going to do in a series based on just the tax status of different account types, specifically retirement accounts and how they impact and affect you. Now today, it's just going to be some basic definitions and just be a broad overview of these different account types. Because oftentimes in the financial industry, we take for granted a lot of this jargon that's out there. We hear things like 401k, 403b, 457, Roth. Do I go to a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, a SEP, and who are all these different accounts for? So I think it's worth taking some time breaking a lot of these down. And we're going to start by just breaking them into two separate tax status buckets. Behind me, we have tax deferred and tax-free. Within both of these buckets, all those things I just named would fall into one of these two buckets here. Now, which one is right for you, and getting into a lot of these specifics on the contribution limits for these is going to be later on down the road in the series. But first, I just want to help you wrap your head around what a lot of these, different benefits are and some of the different positives and negatives that we see with both of these buckets here. Now, if you've attended any of our tax workshops, you'll know that under the tax deferred bucket, 91% of the wealth of America resides in this bucket here. Now, why is that? It's because most of you have spent your life working at a career where early on you were pulled into the office by HR and they explained what a 401k was to you, the benefits, maybe you got an employer match, but primarily you get to defer your taxes for that year. Okay, and so what it comes down to is you're putting money into this bucket that you don't have to pay taxes on yet, but whenever you draw from it, you're going to be paying taxes on every dollar that you're pulling from that. I have a quick scenario that I just wanted to show you here. All right, this is John and Jane, and together they make about $150,000 of just earned income. Now you can see this tax bracket is very nice and neat because everything they have is just W-2 income, so it makes this very simple to look at. Now between the two of them, $150,000, you can see that they have just entered the 22% tax bracket. And so as advisors, what we want to do is take a look at this huge jump that they have from the 12% to the 22%. That's the single greatest jump in our tax code. So is there any way to get John and Jane back into the 12% tax bracket? The answer is yes, if we defer some of those taxes. So I'm going to scroll down here. Hopefully you can see these numbers pretty well and give you a few more facts. Earned income, $150,000. Total federal tax they'll be paying is $15,340, and they're paying an effective rate of 10.23%. Okay, now they are already able to take advantage of things like the standard deduction, but they haven't deferred any of their taxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to this side and look at their total 401k contributions. Now let's say in this scenario, only John is working, and because he's past 50 years old, and we're going to get more into depth in this down the road, is he's able to contribute $32,500 of his earned income into the tax-deferred 401k. Now, what does that do for him? If we click on this scenario here, they are now in the 12% tax bracket because they basically erased $32,000 from their total income. If we scroll down here, we're able to see that total tax is $9,740, reducing their total tax liability by about $5,500. Effective rate, just shy of 6.5%. And so you can begin to see the benefits of deferring these taxes and how it benefits you in this year. So if you're trying to reduce what your total tax liability is this year, that bucket might be the right thing for you. Now, I already mentioned what the negative is of this bucket is as that account grows over time. Let's say you start just putting small chunks in, but you've been putting into that bucket your entire career, and as that account grows, your total tax liability grows as well. Now you're retired, every penny that you pull out from this bucket is going to be taxed. What we say is every decision becomes a tax decision if that's the only bucket that you have in retirement. That's where the tax-free bucket comes in. Again, there's going to be pros and cons of this bucket. The pro, every penny that goes into this account, you never pay taxes on again. So a Roth IRA and a Roth 401k is going to be the most common. So if we think about putting money into that account, as it grows, you don't have to worry about capital gains. You don't have to pay taxes on dividends, on interest, and as you draw from it, you never have to pay any taxes on that again. And so you think about, if you start funding this bucket early on, what it can do for you long term and the benefits that we're able to start seeing within the tax-free bucket of that. Here's the negative. You have to pay the taxes on the dollars that go into it. And so you get no benefits of contributing into that account early on and during the year of the contribution for that. There's also a lot of legacy benefits to this if you're passing it on to heirs, to beneficiaries, to children within the tax-free account, where they don't have to pay taxes as well. And so when we dive specifically into the Roth IRA and the Roth 401k, we'll discuss how that is a fantastic legacy play, how it can be a great income play for you, and things like that, and determine where do you have to be within the tax code to know which one of these makes the most sense for you. So please stay tuned. We're going to get really specific on the tax deferred account in the coming video. And then after that, we're going to dive a little bit more specifically into the tax-free account. We're going to wrap all this up by talking about conversions, Roth conversions, and how it's never too late to put money into that Roth tax-free account. Thanks for joining, and we'll be in touch soon.